What's up YouTube, Kinky Wookie coming in for another video. This is going to be kind of like a report video, just to tell you guys how I did at my locals last night. I played Prophecies with the High Priestess build. I'm really pleased of how I did with the first time I've ever played the deck competitively. I went 3-1, there was 4 rounds, there could have been a 5th round, but because there was 2 undefeated after the 4th round. But they ended up splitting it, so because they didn't want to wait up. It was already like 9:30 and everything, because a lot of the matches took a long time, because there was really good matchups actually. A lot of good duels that went on last night actually. But yeah, so I actually did tweak this deck to the last video, so I'm just gonna show you my adjustments to it, and then I'm gonna kind of show you what I played, like the extra deck, side deck, and then just tell you how the rounds went and everything. So I did play the 3 Priestess. People really weren't expecting that. It really gave the deck some serious power, it just to beat down stuff. 3 Magician, pretty standard. The 2 Kaiku, also pretty standard. A lot of this video is going to be the same as my Prophecy build, the other video. I only changed a few things. Justice, so I'm kind of going to go over that pretty fast. The only hand traps I play are the 2 Veiler. And then I still am playing the Toon table contents build, so the 1 Gemini Elf for the 4th target. 1 Temperance of Prophecy. I only play the 1. Oh, because a lot of people were questioning me, if you play the Priestess build, don't you at least play at least 2? Oh, excuse me. And I was just like, well, it's good, but you can only use it once per turn, and it has to be during your main phase. So it's an easy first turn Priestess and everything. But I don't know. Once World of Prophecy comes out, this is going to be the card to go to. I'm pretty sure once that comes out, I'm going to make room for at least 1 more. Okay. And then I do the 1 Jaugen, because I did play against... I lost against Dragons, by the way. The 4th round, I was undefeated. I was, after all the tournament, I was X1. So I think... I wasn't sure if I came in 3rd or 4th place. We really didn't find out. But, yeah... Dragons were the hardest matchup of the day. So the 1 Judgment, because I still am playing the 1. It's actually found a really good tech card for this, guys. It's actually the last card in the deck, so I'm going to show you about that. It's actually pretty damn good for budget players that can only afford 1 Judgment at the time. 3 Secret, because Secret's just completely broken. And 2 Master, because this card's also broken. And then, yes guys, I got my ultimate powers. I actually, since I came in, like I said, 3rd or 4th place after the tournament, I got a Astro Pack 2, and I was like, God, I really want to pull a power. I ended up pulling 1 power and everything, because they would only give us 1 Astro Pack. If you made top 4 and everything, you'd only get 1 pack. And then I got 1 pack of Astro Pack 2, and then 2 Number Hunters. So I pulled this, and then my friend Josh has a play set of powers, and so he just sold it to me, because I was like, you can't just have 1 ultimate in the deck and 1 common. Then obviously the 2 Fate. Fate put in a lot of work too. I think against my first round against Gravekeepers, I resolved Fate, I believe, at least 3 or 4 times. It was insane. That was a really tough matchup. 2 Tower, also with Gravekeepers round 1. It was a battle over Tower and Necro Valley. We never got to resolve any of the effects. Game 2, I won game 1. It was a really close battle. But game 2, the second he could, he goes Necro Valley and then Royal Tributes my 2 Priestess for game. And it was just, it was pretty good. And then I am playing the Toon build, because this card's just completely busted with Judgment. And then you also get Gemini Elf, which is 19 beat stick. And if you have a Star Hall, it's an easy, you can just beat over almost anything. 2 Wisdom, because Wisdom is good. A lot of saves plays for Bottomless and anything, because you can chain it, because it's a quick play. 2 Star Hall. This card put in some serious work against pretty much everything. I always drew into it. I always played it. I always got some mad counters. One of them actually, at the end of the turn, end up having, I believe, or not at the end of the turn, but after a Judgment play, 2 Judgment plays, this 1 Star Hall stayed on the field and the second came on board. The 1 Star Hall was, I believe, sitting at 15 counters. It was really beefy. 1 Life, because Life's pretty standard and really good. 1 Eternity. And then 2 Upstart Goblins, just for draw power. And then I did take out my MSTs, guys. I'm actually siding them now. Because my logic was meaning MSTs over Monster Reborn and Dark Hole is that I wanted my plays to go off. But I realized that Prophecies, they're gonna go off. You have so much resource. Like, you can just burn it and still have more to come and everything. So I kind of just said, well, maybe I'll just side them, because a lot of people don't even set cards anymore. Like, meta doesn't set. Like, maybe if you play against Mermails, it's good, but you can always side those in. So that was why I took them out and just side them. So I am playing the 1 Monster Reborn and the 1 Dark Hole. And then here is my tech, because I do not play 2 Judgment, because I don't have the 2nd Judgment, Quick Booster. You can pretty much play it and recycle a Quick Play spell from your graveyard and put it in your deck and shuffle. So you can recycle a Judgment right after you play Judgment, which is completely broken and everything. Your other targets, you can actually do this on Fates and Wisdoms. So you can recycle. So you have, for me, I have 5 targets. If I ever get my 2nd Judgment, I'm taking this out. This just helps me recycle it so I can get a faster Secrets into another Judgment to play another Judgment, which is just broken. So yeah, this card's actually a really good tech for people that only have 1 Judgment. But then again, you only need the 1 Judgment. You can abuse it so much. Like, I did it against Dragons. Like, I just completely just destroyed them game 1. Granted, they eradicated me game 2 and 3. He opened it both first turn with Big Eye. It was really bad. I pretty much scooped. But yeah, so that's the main deck, guys. It's a 41 main deck. And then here's the extra deck, which I only went into Gotchi and Big Eye. Like, I didn't use any of this, really. So, Dweller, Dagusto, Utopia, Zenmains, Gotchi. And then for level 8 Synchros, 1 Scrap Dragon, 1 Archfiend, just for a Beat Stick, Stardust, and Thought Ruler. Oh, and also, because this card's also really good this format, Crimson Blader. If this effect resolves against dragons, you can win. If you also have a Jowgen on board, that's just stupid. The 1 Prophecy, I really don't really go into these Kylos, because the only targets for 7s are the Priestess, and also for the level 8 Synchros. Those are the only ones, and the Veiler's the only tuner. Like, but the deck really doesn't need the extra deck, to be honest. 74. 1 Big Eye. Big Eye actually won me a game against, the first game 1 against Windups, because I just wind up Zenmains and then just kind of poked them with that, because he didn't want to destroy it, because he had a factory on the field, so he knew if he would destroy it, I would just pop his factory. So, yeah. And then, yes guys, the 1 Draco sack, because I'm a sack. Just kidding, guys. So that's the extra deck. It's only, no, it is 15. I actually just added it before the tournament. And then here is my lovely side deck. 11, it's a 15-card side deck. 11 of these cards are dedicated for Dragons, pretty much, because Dragons is my hardest matchup, I think. Other than, I wasn't expecting to play against Gravekeepers round 1. I really wasn't, because I didn't know that he got a new deck and everything, and I was like, okay. Gravekeepers slowed me down. It was a really close game. He actually could have OTK'd me, actually. Well, it wasn't OTK. I was down to 52 life, but he almost had exact damage. But the only reason why he couldn't get over is because I had a Priestess on board. But yeah, so what I like about my side deck, it's really airtight so far. Like, I'm noticing it's really good, because 11 of the cards I can side in for Dragons, and I have room for it. Like, I have so much room because I play the Toon build, so it's like I can just side those out whenever I want. But also, a lot of these cards have really good synergy for siding against other decks, which I love, which I'm really noticing. So I side 3 Threatening Roar, 2 Mind Drain, because it stops the baby plays against dragons, and it also, what I also realized, and I sided it against windups, because this stops shark. Like, this stops the shark play and everything. So it's just, they can't special summon shark because it's in the hand. You have to reveal shark, so you can't. And then Warlords, because it stops dragons from going into their extra deck. Because they're trying to make their rank 7 plays, if they have a whole bunch of dragons on board, like, they get their Redox and Blaster on the field, and then you flip this, they can't go into their extra deck, because Draco Sack's a machine, Big Eye's a spellcaster, Blades is a psychic, actually, I believe, that or a warrior. So they can't go into it because they can only control one attribute, or whatever it's called. of type of monster, and this has good synergy with prophecies because they're all spellcasters, every single one of them. So it's like, and I don't even use my extra deck, so this has just really good synergy with the deck. 2 Soul Drain against dragons. It stops them. It eliminates their second hand, guys. So they can't special summon their dragons from the graveyard, which is really nice. I only sided against dragons. There's no Dark World players or anything like that at my locals, so yeah. 2 Prohibition. Just because Prohibition, you can side this against anything. If you know the deck, you can hit the hard points of the deck and everything and just slow it down. Like against dragons, I sided in for Blaster, and then like Title. So it makes 6 dead cards in their deck, and then it slows down their rank 7 plays, so they can't just OTK you and everything. Even when the cards, like say the Title or Blaster's in the graveyard, they still can't play it. It can be in the graveyard, but they just can't play it. So it really slows them down. It doesn't have such a overwhelming power to the deck anymore. And like I said, guys, I am siding 2 Mystical Space Typhoon because I don't want to play Heavy Storm because I play Tower, I play Star Halls, which need to be on the field at all times for me to recycle, for me to get counters. So I just feel that 2 MSTs is just better. And then I do play the 1 Tsukiyomi. The Tsukiyomi is kind of just the last minute thing. I never sided it. My next side deck card is actually what I want to replace Tsukiyomi with because I want to run 2 because I found Sage of Silence in my commons, and I don't know if you guys can read that effect. Here, let me try focusing it. But this is completely busted. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, your opponent cannot activate spell cards during their next turn. Which, she's a spellcaster. 1400 attack. It gets over Jowgen against Prophecies. It's like I said, it's a spellcaster, and it's a rare, and it's probably worth less than $1. Why isn't this card being sided against Mirror Match Prophecies? I found this in my commons and everything, and I read it, and I was freaking out. Like, this is amazing. And I showed everyone in my locals. Only, like, one person in my locals doesn't agree with this. Because it's like a Crimson Blader for Prophecies. Like, yes, she has to destroy a monster, and she has to remain on the field to resolve the effect. But if it does, it slows them down hardcore. Like, they just won't play it. And since I play Priestess build, I have a chance of OTKing. So, yeah, this card is amazing. I was the only Prophecy player last night, so I really didn't get a chance to side and see how good it is. But I want a second one. This card is just amazing. I can just picture how awesome a card this is. Ugh, like, this, why isn't this sided? But yeah, guys, this is my Prophecy build that I went 3-1 with. Okay, I can talk about, I guess, how the tournament went out. Game 1, like I said, was against Gravekeepers. I ended up winning Game 1. Game 1 took about 25 minutes. It was such a slow play game because we kept top decking and everything until I finally just summoned Kaiku and just pushed for game because it just banished all of his monsters, so he couldn't really do anything. Game 2, he wins because Necro Valley stayed on the field too long, and I was just, his monsters overpowered mine. I couldn't really do anything. Game 3, the only reason why I won, like I said, guys, because he had a chance of OTKing me, but I would be down to 100 life because he was gonna do something with Priestess. He was gonna take control of Priestess with Puppet Plant, I believe, attack 25, because I was at like, oh god, I think like 3,400 life points. So he attacked with Priestess, and attacked with something else, but it would only leave me with 100 life points left, and he had no back row, and he knew I could just pop his monster with Priestess and attack for game. So that's the only reason why I won against Gravekeepers. Round 2, I played against Chaos Dragons. I just tossed his shit first game, really. I opened up really broken. I opened up 3 Priestess and 2 Wisdom, so I knew I could save 2 Priestess against any Dark Hole plays or anything, so that's why I was getting a little cocky about it. All 3 Priestess stayed on the field, and I won the next turn. Because I played Kaiku, and I just popped his back row. His back row was a Mirror Force, because that's all he set. So that was round 1. Round 2, he opened up really broken. He opened up with solar recharges and everything. He got all of his resources in the graveyard. It was a pretty much BLS by second turn. So he kept banishing all my good stuff. So I really couldn't do anything. I tried fading it and everything. So I faded his BLS, but then he also got a sorcerer out, banished my Priestess, and just pushed for game. Round 3 against Chaos Dragons. The only reason why I pretty much won is because he opened up really bad. That was the worst Chaos Dragon hand I've ever seen in my entire life, to be honest, guys. It was horrible. Like, he had 2 Light Pulsar, 1 of that Flare Dragon, Heavy Storm, and I believe it was a Solar Recharge, but he had no Light Storm target. So it was just bad. He couldn't do anything. So I won that. I pretty much gamed him by I believe like the 4th round because he just couldn't do anything. He didn't draw into any Light Storms or anything. I think he drew into a Card Trooper, but he didn't like get anything good out of it. What was it? Round 3 was against Windups. I won game 1 only because the Big Eye play. Like I said, I Big Eyed his Windup Zen mains and just kind of pushed for game because he really didn't want me to destroy his factory for some reason. Game 2, he got the Shockmaster loop out. First turn, called spells. I scooped. It was just bad. My hand was all spells, and I checked the top deck of my card. It was Monster Reborn. I'm like, yeah, this is not going to be fun. So I scooped. Game 3, I drew into like all my side cards. I popped out Mind Drain and Rivalry of the Warlords because I went first on his turn, and he could not do anything. Like, he could only control. Well, he played Rabbit, which was fine, but then he could only have the Rabbit out because Rabbit was like that. Because he tried going with the Rat later that game, and I'm like, what's your target? And he went, he said Rabbit. I'm like, you can't. Because Rabbit's a beast, or Rabbit is a beast warrior, Rat is a beast, or whatever. So that was pretty unfair. I think I got him kind of locked down and just kind of poked with him with Toon Gemini Elf, because that's a really good card with Star Hall. Game 3 was against Dragons. It felt kind of like Nats. That's how everyone was like at locals. They're all like, because we were on table 1 and everything. It was like, my prophecies are different than the other guy that topped. But yeah, it was pretty good. Round 1, I ended up winning only because I went first and I opened up with Judgment and Toon Table, so that equals Jowgen first turn. So I got a Jowgen on board, and then I also set Fate and Wisdom, so I knew it was not leaving that turn. So I was pretty much prepared. So, like I said, game 1 against Dragons was really fun, but also it made me think really hard because that was my first time playing against Dragons. Because I am a Dragon player. Well, I think I'm switching to Prophecy. But then game 2, I see him exceed into Big Eye, set 1. I said, show me the Eradicator and I'll scoop, because my hand I drew into nothing but spells. So he Eradicators me, and I was like, okay, scoop. And then game 3, I went first. I opened Judgment, Secrets, Master, and Quick Booster. So I got Jowgen out first turn. He Dark Holes, Special Summons, and OTKs me. So yeah, Dragons are fun. It felt weird playing a different deck against Dragons, because I like mirror match Dragons. That's so much fun. But yeah, guys, this is my Prophecy report. I am very pleased of how I did for the first time playing this deck competitively. If you guys want to just tell me what I could do better, maybe new side deck options, and also let me know what you think about Sage of Silence. Is that a good card? Because everyone in my locals was like, why isn't this card being side? Like, it's just really good. Its effect is broken, and it's a spellcaster. You can just power it up, so it's a 24 beat stick. I don't know. I'm gonna side it. I think it's a really good card. But yeah, this is gonna be a really long video, and I'm sorry about that, guys. You guys don't feel like the need to watch it, even though by now, if you're listening, you're kind of realizing, well, I already watched it, and why are you now telling me this? Didn't mean for it to be